Hi there, Sandy Wilson from Zen Hub. Today we're going to talk a little bit about stress reduction. Um, we all, I think, in the 21st century get a lot of stress in our lives. And when you do get stress in your life, a really good thing to do that's super easy for anybody to do is just breathe in and breathe out. But stress is not, it's not an easy thing to deal with, and we've all had it and have it on a regular basis. So I remember one time when I was extremely stressed. I was required to testify at a federal grand jury, and it was extremely stressful. I was scared. I was nervous. I was definitely stressed. My heart was racing. I felt like it was beating out of my chest. My breathing was abnormal, kind of shallow, not very deep. I felt dizzy. My legs felt like jello, but I had to go. I had to go do it. And so, despite having those feelings, I had to do it. And we've all been in that situation where we've had to deal with stress and not in a good way. So, one of the things that that you when you I mean we usually know when we're stressed, but stress has no clear reason. There's not really a real reason for stress other than your thoughts, what you're thinking, and what you're going through. But there are signs like those that I told you I had when I had to testify at the federal grand jury: headaches, trembling, your jaw clenching, being dizzy, panic attacks, depression, even sometimes anger. It just depends on what it is you're dealing with, and you could end up with any of those situations. And there are psychological impacts related to having stress because normally we end up being in that fight or flight response. That's what our brain is telling us. So, a long time ago, you would get that fight or flight because you were really in danger. Today, it might happen just because you're watching a scary movie. You're watching a horror flick and you're afraid, and you can feel those responses from your body, that sympathetic pathway being activated, that fight or flight. And your adrenaline starts pumping, cortisol, other stress hormones begin to increase in your body. And your impulse or your pulse actually quickens, your senses come alive because you're in that fight or flight situation. You may not feel pain anymore. So, if you're in an accident and you end up having that stress response, something maybe landed on your leg or you're caught in your car, you may not feel that pain. You may not even know that you're hurt because of those responses that you got from those hormones that have increased your stress hormones. There could be a change in your blood pressure, your blood sugar, the circulation in your body. And it's designed really to preserve your life. That's what it's there for. And so we all have those and we need them, but what we don't need is for them to happen on a daily basis. So, how do you deal with those kind of things? Well, one way to deal with stress and anxiety is meditation, because meditation actually normalizes the stress. It helps you relax, it helps you to slow down. You breathe deeply, and that calms your nervous system. You start taking it easy. You start to relax into that meditation, into your practice. So, meditation reduces the blood lactate level, which is a marker for your stress. So, when you meditate, that happens. Normalizes your stress hormones. It increases the melatonin, the endorphins, the serotonin in your body. All those things can happen through meditation. It can normalize your sugar, your blood pressure, the circulation in your body as well. And so, you can't always meditate when you're in a stressful situation, but one thing that you can do is take a deep breath. And then there are other ways to find peace practices. peace finder practices that you can do when you're stressed that can really help you. One is just to close your eyes. Sometimes if you just close your eyes for a moment, you can feel a little bit less stressed. Feel your breath. Feel the, you take a couple of deep breaths and calm down. And just doing that for a moment or two can really help you release some of that stress that you're feeling in your body. You can also count your breath. Maybe count to 10. 1, 2, all the way up to 10. It's a good way. You can do a 30-second body scan. So starting from the top of your head all the way down to your toes, you just really scan your body and release the tension. So if you have tension in your shoulders, you release it. Tension in your arms or wherever, you just try to, maybe close your eyes and release that tension. Saying a prayer or just slowing down, saying an affirmation, those things can all help you. And pay attention to your senses is another really important thing. And then sometimes one of the final things you can do is just smile. Smiling also releases positive hormones that help make you feel better. So just doing something as simple as that. And last but not least, if you are in a stressful situation, maybe it's a stressful meeting, sometimes just excuse yourself. Go out in the hallway, take a couple of deep breaths, close your eyes, and then go back into the situation, hopefully with less stress and feeling better. So pranayama is basically a breath practice. So taking those deep breaths, maybe breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out as long as it takes to get all the air out. And do that several times is another way to really reduce the stress in your life. So you can manage stress that's generally in your life, not necessarily a stressful moment, but just general stress in your life. The deep breathing is something you can do in the moment, but exercising helps to release stress if you have a stressful life. Get in control of everything in your life by having positive thinking, positive energy. One of the things I try to say every morning, but particularly in mornings where I know I'm going to have a stressful day, I always say, everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me. And generally that is true. You're still here, you're still alive, you're still breathing. Everything's working out for you. Talk to a friend. Release some of what you are worried about, and your friend may be able to give you some really good advice. Maybe things aren't as bad as it seems to you. Socialize, go out with friends, laugh, have fun. Those things can reduce your stress. And then another thing that I love to do is to just walk in nature. You can do that out in a rural area, but you can do it right in the middle of the city too. Get out, get around flowers and trees and birds and all the things are out there. And even just getting closer to nature by being by your pets, your dog, your cat, whatever, they can help you if you're just with them, release that stress in your life. Exercise is a great way, as I said, to help you with stress in your life. Exercise helps you deal with stress. Lifting weights, running, all of those different ways to exercise, just walking briskly. Breathe while you're doing your exercise. So, I like to go to Orange Theory, and my coach always says, okay, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth while you're exercising. If you're lifting weights or if you're running, whatever it is, breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. So the breathing exercise can help calm you, and it can help you actually perform better in exercise. Hiking in nature is a stress reducer on two sides, being in nature and also the exercising. So all strategies that can help you, that you can do to help your life. So being positive and remembering that everything is really okay, living in the moment you're in, because whatever happened yesterday is gone, and what's happening tomorrow hasn't happened yet. So live the best life you can in the present moment. So well, a quote that I really like is from someone named Joseph Campbell. He said, "We must be willing to let go of life, of the life that we have planned, so that we can have the life that is waiting for us." So that's something you absolutely can do and should do. And then just to get back to the story that I had at the beginning about going to the federal grand jury. When I left, I was still stressed. I was very, tight and still nervous, even though I was done. I was relieved I was done, but I was still in a state. And I had a friend at the time, Carrie, a dear friend who unfortunately has passed. But Carrie was with me, and she put her arm around me. We walked out. There was press waiting for me. This particular issue was of public concern, and so I had to face the press as well, talk a little bit, and then move on. And just having her there, holding me, telling me that it was going to be okay, taking those deep breaths and releasing, really got me through an extremely stressful situation in my life. So we all have those things happen, and when you do, you just go with the flow. Let it go. Know that this is a moment of stress, but it will be gone tomorrow. So I hope that you enjoyed this talk about stress. I hope that you will go back to my channel and find a meditation that will help you deal with the stress. There's so many out there that you can get on my channel and others. And if you like this talk, please like, subscribe, share, comment, all of those things. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day. Namaste.